Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 6.
Coming up tonight, $1 million just awarded to the city of Crete, what they've decided to spend the money on. Also tonight, under construction, UNL releasing their major projects list, what students should look forward to and look out for as they walk through campus this semester. And only on 8, it's an exclusive, out of place. A young child discovers a pipe full of suspected drugs in a local park. How the parents are feeling about the safety of the park now. But first, right now, a sudden spike in abduction cases is sparking conversation in the Lincoln Police Department. 2 abductions in 4 days, no doubt, frightening situations. Luckily, both of these cases ended up with the victims getting home safely and the suspects being apprehended. But as the police department told us yesterday, these cases could have turned out much differently if it weren't for the help from the community. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Rod Fowler. Our Skylar Sears joins us now after speaking with authorities about how common it is to have 2 cases happen in such a short time span and what police are doing in response. Skylar?
Questions popping up after 2 alleged abductions in Lincoln within just days of each other. Some are wondering about the protections in place for victims of domestic violence. Well, I took those questions to LPD's Victim Assistance Unit to see what can be done when someone is concerned for their safety. Inside the Lincoln Police Department, the Victim Assistance Unit works with people experiencing domestic violence and other crimes. I was asked not to film the advocates inside their office because of the nature of their work. Beth McQueen, who manages the unit, says they've dealt with a number of serious domestic violence cases in recent years.
You know, in the last couple of years, we've had a lot of particularly domestic violence cases that have been fairly significant, with the homicides and the cases that you mentioned as well, but a number of cases that have been very concerning. You know, this is among all of the other types of crimes that we serve. This is one of them that's been at the forefront for the past couple of years now.
The 2 recent abduction investigations are among those cases, raising questions about what protections are in place when someone is at risk. Inside the unit, pamphlets and other information helps walk victims through some of the options available. That can include a no-contact order after an arrest, or a victim can ask for a protection order. McQueen says advocates work with each person to figure out what makes sense for their individual situation. That could include looking at safe places to stay. But even with protections in place, McQueen says there's no guarantee that will keep them safe 100% of the time.
They could ask for a protection order. None of those are automatic physical protections for that person. We still have to do some safety planning with them.
I compiled a list of resources in the Lincoln area like Voices of Hope and Friendship Home, and we're going to put the links to this on our article at the website klkntv.com. Reporting in the studio, Skylar Sears, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Skylar. Now let's get a look at your first forecast on this Tuesday evening. We want to give you a live look from our Honda of Lincoln cam. Yeah, we had some sunshine and, as you can see, clouds. But it does sound like a repeat event is possible as far as more storm possibilities overnight tonight. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins for the latest. Rusty?
You don't sound too excited about that.
Yeah.
He just agreed. Yeah, these have been overnight storms, and it's kind of it's wearing on a few of us that stay up a little later than others. You hear those thunderstorms rolling through at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's like, come on. But these, a lot of rain. That's the plus on this, is we saw good chunks of rainfall. In fact, there are some spots that saw 4 or 5 inches of rainfall early this morning. So a lot of rain, and I'll zoom in at a couple of spots here. Lincoln at 107, 3300s in Beatrice, but 8300s in York, over an inch in Columbus and Grand Island. Hastings right at 1 inch. We've got a mixture of clouds and sun out there right now. Temperature-wise, we'll fall through the 80s into the 70s, and we could see an isolated shower or thunderstorm as we head through the evening hours. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, Honda of Lincoln cam. That's a cool shot. Clouds flowing behind it, the sun behind the clouds, and the flag rippling. That's just cool. 83 degrees. Feels like 86 with a little high dew point. Temperatures are in the 70s and 80s. Dew points, unfortunately, near 70. A few scattered showers out there, maybe a rumble of thunder here and there. So we head through tonight. Scattered showers and thunderstorms start to pick up south of Beatrice and in southwest Nebraska. Those areas could see severe storms. More on that in a few minutes.
Thank you, Rusty. New at 6, a little over $1 million just got awarded to the city of Crete. It's a project planning grant through a federal-state partnership. And Crete already what is known as what they're going to do with the money. They're going to use it to evaluate 8 crossings on BNSF infrastructure to see if the crossings should be upgraded, improved, or closed. Crete was one of 41 places selected across 23 different states as a part of a overall $5.3 billion federal investment. We'll keep you posted as they show how they're putting the grant to use. Only on 8, a trip to the playground taking a frightening turn. Take a look at this. One Lincoln father taking his 2-year-old son to Neighbors Park, which is near 30th and D, when his son picked up this pipe full of what they think are drugs. What followed was an immediate rush of shock, as you can imagine. And Channel 8's Emma Norwood joins us now after talking to the dad on this alarming experience. Emma?
I'm standing here in the Woods Park neighborhood where it's a very quiet day today, and one dad describes it as super family oriented. But to his surprise, when he was guiding his 2-year-old son up to this slide just inches away, actually right here was a pipe with what appeared to be full of drugs. For one dad, it was supposed to be a normal day at this playground with his 2-year-old son. But in an instant, everything changed.
It was super surprising because last thing you'd expect is for your 2-year-old to hand you drug paraphernalia.
Jeremy Williams was guiding his son up these steps before helping him get up to this platform and ride the slide. That's when his son grabbed this pipe, allegedly full of drugs, and handed it to his father.
I was shocked, to say the least. I looked down at my wife and I said, "Babe, look what Bram just handed me." And she was shocked. She goes, "Are you serious? Was it just sitting up there?"
This corner here is exactly where the pipe was found, and the trash can at the park, you can see, is only a couple of yards away. Williams immediately taking it from his son and throwing it in the garbage.
He's 2 years old, so usually everything goes in their mouth instantly. It could have been a whole different situation if he stuck it in his mouth or something like that. Then it would have been, ER visit and figure out what's in it, and thousands of dollars spent on an ER visit. And, it was just, it was a wild occurrence, very unexpected, that's for sure.
Williams says they are definitely going to be more cautious when it comes to taking a trip to the park, and they hope other parents are more aware as well.
I'm just happy that it turned out the way that it did and didn't have to take him anywhere, no doctors, no nothing like that. And I just threw it away and we continue playing at the park.
We reached out to Lincoln Parks and Recreation to see how often these parks are maintained and what they do when something like this happens. They sent along this statement saying in part, quote, "Lincoln Parks and Recreation's park operations crews visit all parks on a regular schedule, some every day and others several times a week. And our crews take reports of hazardous or inappropriate materials seriously and will investigate and address them as quickly as possible." Reporting in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
And stay with us. We have more for you after the break, including new sites. UNL releasing its major projects list for this semester, what students can look forward to as they're taking their steps across campus this year. Stay with us. We're back in 1 minute.
On a 2026 Ridgeline.
Breaking now, N Street Drive-In Liquor Store is officially closed for good. Now, we brought you this story a couple of months ago when they first announced they would be shutting down. Since then, they've been clearing their shelves with different deals and sales. They even auctioned off all of their signs and shelves and business supplies. And today, they ended operations with no sign of them opening their doors at another location anytime soon. New tonight, Husker students are going to see some changes now that they're back on campus. UNL releasing a list of major projects that are either underway or finished for the fall semester. Take a look here. The new Westbrook Music Building is already complete, ready for students to enjoy. The Mueller Tower is going to be complete by the beginning of September. 1,700 stones were removed from it and replaced. They have 13 projects on their list, so there are plenty of new things for Husker students to look out for and enjoy this semester.
We've been dealing with severe weather overnights for quite a while now, and it looks like we may have to do that again tonight. We'll take a look at the forecast when we come back.
Right now, the Kearney Police Department is alerting people of an ongoing scam. They say local businesses are getting the calls. A person is requesting donations on behalf of the Veterans and American Legion posts to support veterans with PTSD. Police say the callers are scammers, so make sure you don't ever give out any personal or financial information. Also right now, this man, the CEO of the Friend Community Hospital, abruptly resigns. He's Jared Chaffin, and State Auditor Mike Foley accuses him of financial abuse. He's accused of $38,000 in improper credit card charges. This is video of the hospital 2 years ago when we did a story there. We reached out to them for comment but have not heard back.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
So I want you to kind of keep this in mind. Keep it in the back of your head, this track right here. I'm going to call back to this in just a little bit. But first, this is the direction the storms took last night. Very strange to see this, too, because it kind of started off to the west, but it really got going around here and just you can just see the track right there. Just follow those icons. This is hail, damage, some wind gusts. There's some damaging wind right there. This blew through St. Paul towards Grand Island, and then it took a hard left and made its way towards Lincoln. And all of this was severe at one time or another with damaging wind, large hail, and really gusty winds in some spots. Ord saw a ton of damage. 90-mile-per-hour wind gust blew through there, and then the storms made their way towards Lincoln. So keep that in mind. Just remember that track that took last night into early this morning. That's a cool looking cloud cover right there. Allocam looking at South 21st and L Street. The sun shining behind those clouds. No precipitation in them right now. There was plenty of it to be had. Hopefully you saw that at first look weather. There were some spots that saw 4 or 5 inches of rainfall. Just incredible amounts of rainfall. Temperatures, though, right now, cooler than average. Middle and upper 70s, lower and middle 80s is 91 in McCook, but that's McCook. 83 in Lincoln, 83 in Beatrice, 84 in Aurora, as well as Grand Island. So a lot of 82s, 83s, and 84s. Dew point, a little up there. Tolerable, though, because the temperatures are on the cool-ish side. A little bit of light precipitation here. This area right here and this area down here are a couple of spots I'm going to be watching for tonight into early tomorrow morning. Yeah, it's another overnight storm threat. And then a couple of storms trying to roll into the panhandle, but not a whole lot going on. There is one bolt of lightning lingering right there over towards Richardson County. So Storm Prediction Center basically saying that the greens and yellows, which is the level 1 and level 2 marginal to slight risk, just about anybody has a chance for some storms tonight because the moisture is there, the fuel is there. Just need something to spark those storms. And if you do see a storm, not everybody, but if you do see one, you'll have the potential for hail up to golf ball size in the yellow and 1-inch hail in the brown. Tornado threat is there if a storm can get going, mainly in south central and southwest Nebraska. It would be a brief spin-up tornado and then damaging wind that comes along with just about every single severe thunderstorm warning. So what's going to happen? Well, not a whole lot according to this, but any of these storms here could get strong to severe. If you can see this down here just south of Beatrice, that could get strong to severe. So could this over into the panhandle. And that's about it. The rest of the state doesn't really have much of anything as we head through the overnight hours, just those lingering storms along the Kansas-Nebraska border. But this up here might try to do something. So as we head into and transition into Wednesday, that whole area of green, I think it's going to be because of this. Watch what it does. Remember the track I showed you earlier, told you to remember? This thing's doing the same thing. It's going straight down from O'Neill and then hanging a left at Grand Island towards Lincoln. That's weird. Now, I don't know if this is exactly what's going to happen again tomorrow, late tonight into early tomorrow morning, but if it does, that's 2 times in a row that it's taken the same track. That would be very strange. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. And then everything kind of fizzles out as we head through the second half of the day on Wednesday. And of course, another chance for severe weather on Thursday. I bet it's an overnight storm chance. Temperatures tonight in the upper 60s. Highs tomorrow struggling to get to 80 degrees. That'll feel nice. We do the 80s all the way through the weekend and into next week. Storms possible Wednesday and Thursday. Small chances Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then we dry out for next week.
Thank you, Rusty. It's almost time for the Sports Zone with Sports Director Will Charlton. The Husker football team spoke again today. Will, what did you hear from them?
Yeah, Rod, 3 coaches and 4 players took to the podium. We'll hear about how the offensive and defensive lines look and how the special teams unit is coming along next in Sports Zone.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, powered by Green's Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome into your Tuesday evening Sports Zone. I'm Will Charlton. We'll start off by talking about some Husker football. Nebraska spoke to media once again earlier today and held another window to watch practice firsthand. Among those were first-year coaches in Jeep Wade at the offensive line, Corey Brown for the defensive tackles, Brett Maher, who's been on the staff but takes over as special teams coordinator. We'll first talk about the O-line. Wade comes in from Georgia Tech to lead that unit. And as camp has progressed, one of the biggest topics has been the strength and veteran leadership among those guys. Wade said he likes the mentality of his guys so far and talked about how valuable it is to have so much experience in that room while also acknowledging that there's still room to grow.
It's valuable, and just the type of people they are. They care. It's something about, we talk about ego strength, to have confidence in yourself, but have the humility to know that we got to get better, and that's something that these kids will take. You can coach them. You can coach them hard. You can get on them. And just because they are grown men, they are experienced, they've been through it.
That he wants to put together a 5-man unit that can put Nebraska in a place where they can consistently be a winning team. On the defensive line, Brown said he's looked to establish a mentality of playing fast and physical, which follows the philosophy of defensive coordinator Rob Orich that he brought into the program, being simple, fast, and violent.
Being in attack mode up front, you have to attack the line of scrimmage, you have to be heavy-handed, and then IDM blocks, because the faster you IDM, the faster you can get off of them. We don't want to stay stuck on blocks. We want to be able to disengage, but doing all that, really playing downhill.
Brown also said he's confident in the depth of the defensive line and likes the approach of that unit. When it comes to special teams, Maher said he's seen guys really take advantage of those reps. And as someone who played in the NFL, it can take them a long ways being involved in the third phase, he said.
The work that they're putting in now is going to be, what puts them over the top here come October, November, December, January, when we look up at the end of the year. We have a bunch of guys on our team that want to go play at the next level, and they understand that they're going to have special teams value for the most part at that next level.
The Huskers speak with media again on Friday, and tomorrow we'll hear from the 4 players who spoke at the podium to learn more about what is making the offensive line and defensive line so strong so far. Staying with the Huskers, into some flag football news, as Nebraska has announced another coach who will be joining the staff for the program, which is set to begin play in 2028. Former women's basketball standout Amy Stevens has been added to the flag football staff as the new director of operations. Stevens says, quote, "I am thrilled to be part of building a championship culture, empowering our student athletes, and growing the game of flag football in Husker Nation." Head coach Liz Sowers said, quote, "We are so excited to have Amy joining our staff," and went on to say that she has valuable coaching experience and knows how a successful program runs. Stevens ranks in the top 10 all-time for single season statistics across 8 categories in women's basketball history. Well, it's Championship Tuesday at the Legion Baseball World Series in Shelby, North Carolina. Last night, Lincoln's own Carpetland Rugs defeated Midland, Michigan 10-0 for the right to play for a title today. The championship game for the Rugs is currently ongoing against Portland, Oregon, and the Rugs are down in the game 6-1. The one run was driven in by Brody McIntyre. We'll have that final score update for you tonight at 10. Hopefully the Rugs can get a little comeback going on here. And if you want to watch live, it's currently on ESPNU. The high school football season kicks off this Friday night, and earlier this week, Neb Preps released their preseason coaches polls for all classifications. Let's highlight some teams in our area. None cracked the top 10 in Class A, so in Class B, defending state champion Waverly is number 1, with Norris and Seward cracking the top 10. In Class C1, defending champ Wahoo is the preseason top squad, followed by Ashland Greenwood, and then Auburn rounds it out at 10. C2 features Malcolm at 4 and Bishop Newman at 6, also Ord in there at 8. Neb Prep said 6-man rankings will come out on the 23rd. And don't forget, all of the Kansas City Chiefs preseason games will be right here on Channel 8. Their next game is this Saturday at 6:30 p.m. against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All of these Chiefs preseason games will be exclusively airing on our channel, so make sure you don't miss out on the action. That does it for now here on Sports Zone, but hopefully once again the Rugs can get a little comeback going. We'll have that final score update once again coming up at 10, so make sure to tune back in then. Let's send it back to you, Rod.
Yep, they have some work to do. Thank you so much. Well, let's get a final check of the weather and see just how noisy it's going to be for some tonight.
Yeah, we have more chances for storms as we head through tonight into tomorrow morning. Once again, there is a severe weather chance overnight. We have storms moving into the Panhandle right now, scattered showers in other spots. Really not a whole lot going on now, but as we head through tonight, notice that storm chance in southwest Nebraska and then over towards Beatrice, just on the other side of Beatrice there. Those two areas may see some strong to severe storms. Then as that storm rolls out of the Panhandle, it makes its way into north central Nebraska. That dives south around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, makes its way into central Nebraska around 5 or 6 in the morning, and then eventually into eastern Nebraska by about 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. So something we're watching there. Temperatures tomorrow morning in the 60s, highs tomorrow barely making it to 80 degrees. So it is going to be much cooler than it should be for this time of year.
All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10 o'clock.
Founded and operated by America.